Sorry. Sorry about that. Kind of caught me in the middle of listening to music, as you can see. Damn, that Eminem song just refuses to leave my head, let me tell you. But, honestly, it's for a good reason, because not only is the song kick-ass, this movie's kick-ass. Yes, I know I'm probably going to be one of the only people on the internet to actually give this a positive review, because I'm part of the audience side of the audience critic divide that happened when this movie came out. Now, this is another instance of a movie that came out before I started professionally reviewing, which wasn't until 2020. So, because of that, I haven't reviewed either of these two movies before in the past. So, because of that, we're going to talk about them now. And yes, this counts for 31 Days of Horror because Venom's a symbiote. That's kind of horror in itself because it's sort of like a possession, but it's also a comic book movie. You know what? Fuck it. I think I can throw the rules out for this one instance. So, yeah, this is part of 31 Days of Horror. Deal with it. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station, which is for anything animation, including TV and movies as well. I'm your host, Justin Small. Welcome to my review of Venom. Venom. Fucking Eminem song stuck in my head. But, yeah, Venom, the 2018 movie that split critics and audiences down the middle. Most calling it a pretty fun time, while the critics calling it objectively terrible and not the Venom movie they should have gotten. Yes, this movie is divisive. I get that. There are people that really like this movie, and then there are people that absolutely hate it with every fiber of their soul. So, because of that, you may wonder, where do I fall? Well, I kind of already spoiled it, so I've ruined my own joke. Fuck me. Whatever. It's late at night. Cut me a break. But, yeah, I'm on the side of the audience on this one. I really loved the first Venom. I loved it when it came out, and I still love it now. Even with its cheesy cliches and terrible story, and we'll get into it. But, point is, I'm one of the people that actually really likes this movie. So, if you're someone that thinks this movie's trash, this review is not for you. So, without further ado or delay, I have a small but well-detailed written review for this one to make it nice and quick. That way we can move on to the sequel, because the third one's coming out tomorrow, so I gotta get both of these out quick. So, without further ado or delay, with all my stuff lit up in the background by a bunch of different lights, let's dive into Venom 2018. I've been waiting for a while to find an excuse to talk about the Venom movies, as they're the only good spin-off films Sony has made in their utterly pointless Spider-Man villain-verse failure. Now with the third film coming tomorrow, it's finally time to give these films the reviews they deserve and see if they still hold up today. Yes, objectively, this film isn't good. Like, if you look at it objectively from a critical standpoint, it is not good, and it's nowhere close to being an actual accurate representation of Venom. But I just have a lot of fun with it every time I watch it, so I don't care. Pros, Hardy is a great Eddie Brock. Amazing casting there, honestly. Venom's design's cool. It's a lot more simplistic than his normal design. He doesn't have, like, the big spider emblem on his chest or back anymore, but I like it. It's simplified, it looks cool, and I do like the white vein design down the chest. It's a really cool design. Not to mention Venom has a cool last voice, so yeah, Venom's still cool. The music's cool. I mean, Eminem doing the theme is awesome right off the bat, and then the rest of the music sounds really good, but that Eminem song, there's a reason it's also on his album Kamikaze, because it is a damn good song. In my opinion. I know a lot of people think it's cheesy and stupid, but I personally really like it. The action is fun. This is a fun movie. Like, it gives you what you want. It gives you popcorn action, and it's fun to watch. The pacing's solid. It's not great. It's not good. It's decent pacing. The dialogue is hilariously cheesy. Like, there's no getting around that. This movie tries to take itself seriously, and inadvertently, it does the opposite. It just becomes hilarious. There are multiple times in this movie where either Eddie, Venom, or some other character in this movie says a line that has me laughing my ass off. Whether it's intentional or not. The dynamic between Hardy and Venom is by far the best part of the movie. That's the one thing I think both sides can agree with. They got the dynamic down very well between Eddie Brock and Venom, and the way the two coexist and work off of each other. It's really good. Like, by far the best part of the movie, and the one thing they got right. The rewatchability is high, whether it's for laughs or just because I'm a sucker for those cheesy 2000s superhero movies of my day. The directing is good, solid directing, no problems there. The cinematography is well done. It has some really nice shots, especially I love the shot of Eddie Brock walking through a foggy forest. It's like something out of a Universal movie, and it looks really freaking cool. And the runtime's solid. It's not too long, but it's not too short either. It's kind of like that perfect happy medium. Not to mention, it's not 3 fucking hours, so that immediately makes it better than most stuff today. At least runtime-wise. And it was one of Stan Lee's last cameos before he passed away the following year in 2019, which, watching now, is pretty emotional. Yeah, this was one of, if not his last cameo before he passed away. And while it's not really a super memorable cameo, the fact that it was one of his last makes it a little bit emotional watching it now. However, with all that said, this movie still has a lot of problems, so let's talk about it. The rest of the acting is hit or miss. I don't care about the doctor guy. I don't care about the girlfriend character. I don't care about the miscellaneous scientist. I don't care about Hardy's asshole boss that we see in 1,000 other movies. The rest of the acting, it's hit or miss. Some work and some don't. The villain's bad. Riot was a huge disappointment. Riot was a shit villain. Now, I like his human counterpart. His villain was pretty much perfectly matching the cheesy tone of this movie already. But as soon as Riot came into the picture, it just kind of devolved itself. The story's flat. It's a movie that you've seen 1,000 times before. So there's literally no uniqueness in the story whatsoever. It's just a bunch of 90s and early 2000s comic book movie tropes. Honestly, this movie's kind of similar to Ghost Rider in a way. It's very inaccurate to the source material. If you're coming in here expecting Venom to be anything like he is in the comic books, you are going to be severely disappointed. Which, yes, that should probably mean that this movie's an automatic failure, but no, the movie is good for a different reason. It's just plain fun. It's popcorn. It's a fun popcorn action movie, is what it does best. It's where it's a comic book movie that it fails. And it's held back from going all in with the violence by its PG-13 rating. This should have been R, dude. Like, Venom should have been an R-rated villain movie. Like, why they made it PG-13 just perplexes me. Overall, it may have its flaws and be pretty divisive, but I'm honestly with the audience on this one. It's a fun movie that inadvertently throws back to the cheesy pre-MCU films I watched as a kid. And every time I watch it, I find myself liking it more. It's worth at least one watch. I'm probably going to give it a higher score than majority of the internet, but I've always really liked this movie, and I'm always going to. Yes, as a comic book movie, it sucks, but as a cheesy action movie, it's a lot of fun. So because of that, final verdict is going to be an 8 out of 10. Check this movie out if you haven't already. It's worth at least one watch, and then you can make your judgment call. Me, I personally love it, and I love rewatching it. However, I can't quite say the same about the sequel. Well, I'll tell you all about it next time when we get to Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. And I have some thoughts on it.